Welcome to the Hemlock State Explorer. We're glad you're with us. Today we are on top of Sharp Mountain in Lebanon County, Pennsylvania, right off of Gold Mine Road. And as you can see, we're the only ones in the parking lot today. So we have the place all to ourselves. And today we're just going to ramble. We are in a place near and dear to my heart, the Stony Valley area, where there's just so much to do. It is a beautiful midwinter's day, and after a week of being in the teens and single digits, the temperatures are in the 40s, and it almost feels like a spring day after that blustery wind and frigid weather. But as you can see here up in the mountains, we still have a significant amount of snow and ice. So glad you're with us today. Not quite sure what we'll see. I know there are some mining pits that we'd like to explore, and I've heard there are fossils up in here, but I've never actually seen them. So stick with us and we are going to have a great time. After only about 0.2 miles in, we come to our first point of interest, which is this trail here. This trail through that beautiful pine stand is the turnoff to Boxcar Rocks. We did an episode on that, and you can check that out on this YouTube channel and hemlockstateexplorer.com. We are just south of Tower City and a little bit northeast of Fort Indian Town Gap. One of the bonuses of hiking in this area is that from time to time you can hear or even see the military exercises done at Fort Indian Town Gap. Probably the most exciting is when I was here when they were firing the artillery, and you could actually feel it from miles away, just feel the shock waves through the air. Very cool experience. After about 1.8 miles on a very easy trail, it really is more like a dirt road, we've come to some remains of mining activity. Down here you can see a pit and a long trench. And there are also, let me get a picture of it, there are also orange blazes that go up the mountain. If you look on a topo map, there seems to be a little bit of a gap, not a full gap, but the mountain isn't as high in that area, so there might be a trail that leads directly to Lebanon Reservoir. A little farther up on the trail, we've come to some mines of more significant size. You can see down there. So it looks like those first mines were just baby mines, and these are bigger. You can see some of the big rocks that have been carved. But just wanted to share this with you. And interestingly, if you can see it right here, you can see it swinging back and forth. There's a metal wire, and in parts there are some blaze orange plastic tags on it. So maybe some people, there's one right there, maybe some people have fallen in the past. And if you look up behind the mine, you can see the very top of Sharp Mountain, and that up there is all rock and boulder. Over to our east, the way the camera is pointing, that's the location of, or in that direction, is the amazing Boxcar Rocks. So these are just the trailings, it looks like, of Boxcar Rocks. The boulders don't look nearly as big or conspicuous, but that the entire top of that mountain, as are many mountains in the striated mountains and valleys region around here, are filled with boulders at the top. Here's another view of the mine. So that's pretty cool. We'll have to put this on our come back list. I like the mountain laurel right on the top of that rim. But we'll add this to the come back list and see if we can find anything interesting, maybe some interesting rocks or minerals, or certainly fossils we would be interested in finding down in that pit mine. So here's the trail. Again, even in this part around the mine, it's a very easy, very pleasant trail. so far. This will be a great place to get out if you just want to, I guess we can't really call it hiking, but more of a long, easy walk. See a little bit of coal right up on that mound there. But a nice, easy walk would certainly be suitable even for young children or people with limited mobility, as long as you can walk on a dirt road. But it's been pleasant so far. Oh, let's go check that out. There's a rock face right here. Looks like this has been mined into. Yeah, you see that? Let's get a little closer. The terrain here has been so easy. Now, if you try to climb up the mountain, that's a different story. It's the side of the mountain is all just rock and boulder. I've climbed up the south, well, I've climbed both the north and the south side before, but it is pretty tricky. It's a boulder scramble all the way up. Okay, here's an even deeper mine right here. Zoom in a bit. Okay, well, this trail has some character. Excellent. All right, let's go continue on our adventure. Who knows what else we'll find. So here we are. We went down into the pit mine. It's more like a big trench up against this rock in the slippery, icy snow. We had some assistance from gravity. We'll just put it that way. But we went down to poke around. Didn't find a whole lot. Did find some coal. Yeah, here's a piece of coal. Did find some coal, but not much else. Just on account of the snow. We'll have to come back here in the nice weather. But if you've noticed, this is what I wanted to show you. There are some bore holes on this rock face from the mining activity. Pretty cool, but didn't really find much on account of the snow. But it is interesting to come down in here. I wasn't aware that mines, I knew there were mines here, but wasn't quite sure what they were like. But here they are. All right, let's continue. Well, we're in the mine with the big rock face, and I want to show you, I found this outcropping here, and you can see the fracture or cleavage lines on the rock. It's easy to pull apart with your hands, but we did in fact find some fossils. Let me get a view here. There we go. Some leaf fossils here, and a nice one here. You see that? We'll zoom in a little bit. There we go, back to normal. There's a leaf fossil. Here's some more. And even right here on the rock. Yeah, you see that? So, confirmed, there are indeed fossils here. And we might be in Schuylkill County now. We started in Lebanon County. But there are indeed fossils. I didn't bring any rock hammers or anything like that, so I'm not going to dig around too much, but this just, it flakes off. At least the outer portions flake off. But here we are, confirmed fossils on the Sharp Mountain. I don't even know the name of this trail. I don't know if it has a name, but on top of Sharp Mountain in the quarry area, we have fossils. Here's another interesting feature. It looks like a frozen waterfall. I don't know if it's actually a waterfall. I don't think it is. It looks like just a place where water drains off the side of the mountain, but frozen, it's very cool nonetheless. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. Very cool. And we didn't get a video of it, but to the east, the way we're pointing, I'm sorry, to the west rather, the way we're pointing the camera, the mine gets even wider and deeper. Zoom out a bit. And it looked like there might have been some caves underneath the rocks. But with all the slipping and sliding that we did just getting out of that shallow part of the mine where the fossils were, we'll just save that for another day, because I don't think we could make it back up out of the mine to go explore those caves. But we'll mark the waypoints and the coordinates for the caves and everything else that we see at hemlockstateexplorer.com. And if you make it out here before me in the nice weather, well, go check out those caves and let us know what they look like inside. We turned a curve around the mountain, and it would have actually been a beautiful view of Stony Valley and the mountains beyond, but it was blocked by foliage. But where we are right now is on the south side of the mountain and another mining area, and I just wanted to show you this. This is quite different than those other mines we saw on the other side that were trenches. This one is in fact a pit, and this is as far after all the slipping and sliding on the other side, this is as far as we're going to go. So maybe in the future I can even see icicles down in there, but in the future we'll put this on our to-do list. But I think if I start down there, I think I might not be getting up out of there until the snow thaws. So we'll just enjoy it from here. But here's a picture moving up the mountain to give you perspective of how deep this pit actually is. We'll zoom out a bit. Pretty cool find. I wonder what's down in there. And even the trench to get to it along this cliff face is quite interesting as well. So we're on the south side of the mountain now. We'll head towards Stony Valley and see what we can find down there. I know this does connect with the Lebanon Reservoir, and I'm itching to go down there, but we'll save that for a future adventure. It's especially beautiful in the fall because of all the leaves, and then the reservoir is reflective like a mirror, so you get the reflection of the beautiful fall leaves in the reservoir. And then down there, of course, is the Stony Valley Rail Trail, and that has a whole history to itself, and you can check out that Stony Valley adventure on hemlockstateexplorer.com. That'll be a future adventure. But here we are coming up out of the mine on the south side of Sharp Mountain. And you can actually get a little bit of a view. That would be great if the trees weren't there. Ah, glorious. What a day. All right, let's continue down to Stony Valley. As you may hear in the background, there is the west branch of Fishing Creek, and we're on the south side of the mountain now, down in Stony Valley. And the name would be obvious if it weren't for the snow. But from the top of the mountain, we went down to another pit mine, and then followed a deer path down the rest of the way, just going off trail, and made it down the mountain just fine with some assistance from gravity at spots in the snow, and finally reconnected with the trail. I'm not sure where this trail hooks up to where we were, but we're back on a trail now. There are multiple various grades and mounds coming down the mountain, so it was a bit confusing, but I will mark this trail on the map. So in case you want to stay on the trail, I'm going to keep talking, but I see something. In case you want to stay on the trail, you can do that using our waypoints. And take a look at this. Aha! A spring house. Well, another surprise down in Stony Valley. We'll mark this on the map too at hemlockstateexplorer.com, so you can go find it for yourself. Very cool. And there's so much history to Stony Valley as well. What a cool find. Let's take a walk around. I'm glad we're here in the winter. As you can tell, there's ice underneath my feet. I know Stony Valley does get very swampy in points, and so this is actually quite a good time of year to explore. Very cool. All right, let's continue on our adventure down now in Stony Valley. And here we are, the west branch of Fishing Creek, and you can see we came down the trail to the west and we're crossing over to the east. There's some interesting metal pipes running right through the stream. Here's a view downstream. What a beautiful sound. Love that ice. The ice is just thick enough to be deceptive, but not really thick enough to hold our weight in most parts. We happen to be standing on some rocks right now. I thought with the ice and the rocks this could be a dry crossing, but it turned into a wet crossing. So onward with wet feet. We're still gonna love this hike, and wow, what a beautiful spot. Let's see what's on the other side of the west branch of Fishing Creek, just on the south side of Sharp Mountain. About 1.25 miles past Fishing Creek, we've reached our turnaround point. Not the end of the trail, just our turnaround point, and we are rewarded with views of the beautiful Pennsylvania mountains. Let's just take that in. Looks to be some active excavating operations, and we're surrounded by private property, hence the turnaround. But this is the way we came up, and it's the way we'll go back for about 0.8 of a mile, and then we'll loop around and return to Gold Mine Road via a different trail, which makes it all the more exciting. There is more adventure to be had, so stay with us. We are on our return trip about 2.25 miles from the trailhead at Gold Mine Road, and we're looking at Sharp Mountain. We're to the north of it, and I wanted to show you this because if you look near the top, let me zoom in. If you look near the top, you can see a line of trees just below the ridge of the mountain, and that's where we were hiking on that trail. It's even more prominent over there. You can clearly see the line of trees, and then the trail would have been above that flat parallel line to the ground and parallel to the ridge. So that's where we were on our way out, and it just gives you an appreciation for where we've come from and where we're going. And we are back near where we started. Here's the turnoff to Boxcar Rocks, and that most unusual rock formation is right through that glorious pine stand. Overall, this loop was in the neighborhood of 11 miles, except for the part where we went down Sharp Mountain into Stony Valley. The trail was much as you see it now, very easy. I want to thank you for joining us. Really encourage you to get out here yourself and experience this glorious beauty. Overall, it was a very easy hike. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. And you can find all the stats, the waypoints, the coordinates of the points of interest at hemlockstateexplorer.com, where you can also find all of our other adventures. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, and get on out here yourself. And we can't wait to see you on our next adventure.